computer. Okay, today is Thursday, October the 2nd. This is class number 12 for Cad For Construction fall semester. And so what we're doing right now is we're continuing work on the warehouse project. And this is an example of what it could look like. There's a lot of latitude here, but essentially what you've got happening here is you have over here you've got a restroom over here, a bathroom, a restroom over here. You've got 4 offices, 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got some work areas here. And in these work areas, you have these different elements here. This right here is a coffee grinder. This over here is a industrial coffee roaster. Over here, this is a Fetco coffee grinder. And then we have over here, there's a nut roaster right here. And then over here, you've got more of these roasters and so forth. So all that. So you're going to come up with something that is going to be to your own liking. You have some latitude there. And then if I put a camera on this to look at what this all looks like, we'll go here and we go down there. And this is what it should look like, something like this when you're all done. And so I want you to go ahead and complete that. So let's go ahead and spend some time with this right here. And that's what it should look like. Now, that being said, you're going to you'd have to go through the steps that I outlined, and then you can go ahead and do that. If you have questions, please watch the video first, and then we can talk about that afterwards. But that is what we're going to do, and then we're going to work on something else tonight. So I'll leave that for you guys, and then we'll and then the other thing I was going to say is you had a question there, Sam.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me take a look here. Yeah, this is just taking some time. Okay. Okay. First of all, to do this, you have to be here on level 2. This is the let me take over here.
No, I know that.
Yeah. Okay.
I can't find them, or they're not in there. I can't have choice.
Okay, I'm not seeing a ceiling in here. Let me check it out. Let's see what you got going on here. Let's do a quick camera view and make sure that you are where you want to be. Here, take this like that. Okay, there's your camera view. Okay, yep, you do have a ceiling. You definitely do. So I'm going to highlight the ceiling. So that's highlighted. And let's go here to level 3. Okay. All right. So, all right. Well, let's try this. Let me get out of here. Get out of here. So there's level 2. Okay. So, yeah, I'm not seeing your ceiling here. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let's see if it's hidden. No, not hidden.
It's definitely there.
Yeah. Well, I saw it. So let me do a little trick here. There's always more than one way to do this kind of thing. So I'm just going to put a little section in here. And one thing you can do here is you can make what's called a section box. I think we may have talked about this briefly. I can grab the section box here. And when I grab this, I'm just going to kind of just take a look at it like that and see what we have going on here. So that is what we have going on. And I should be able to see a ceiling now. Okay. Yeah, you definitely have a ceiling. Okay, it's the ceiling. Okay, you got that set at 12 feet. And all right. You're at level 2. Yeah, for some reason that's not it's not showing up. I don't know what's going on there. So let's take a look here. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I'm going to drop this down just a little bit, see if that doesn't make a difference. Okay, it may not. There it is. Yeah, we just had to drop it down a little bit. So there it is right now. So now you should have no problem placing your light fixtures. And so I just had to drop it down a little bit and then you can see it. So I'm not sure what the issue is there, but it didn't like it. And I don't see any light fixtures here.
And I went to go add one in, like load one in,
Yep.
and it didn't show up.
All right, we'll get it. So we'll go here to insert and we'll go to load artist family, light fixture. Okay, so let's grab a surface light fixture. Just grab a few. Plain surface lighting fixture, recessed, just a few like that. And load them up. And there they go. And okay, there's one right there. Okay, there's a surface lighting fixture. We want a 2x4. So we got a 2x4, and there we have it. And so let's bring this into here. Go ahead and drop that right there. And okay, so it looks like those may be hidden right now. So let's check it out. No, that's okay. So that should have gone in. So let's get out of there. Hmm. Oh yeah, elevation from level. That's why. That's wrong. The elevation from level. I don't know why it's at 4 feet, but it should be 10. So we go here, and let's see if that works. Yeah, there it is. Although that's not a real. Okay, that's not a great one because that just went on a wall. Let's try another one here. So a component. Let's try something other than surface. Let's try different lighting fixture. There's a bunch of them that we just pulled in. Yeah, let's try this one. Let's try this recessed. Recessed. Let's see how this works. Go here and see if this likes. Okay, we're gonna make that. Yeah, no, let's make that. That's weird. It's 4 feet, but we'll go ahead and just use 10 feet. And
Any 4-foot ceilings.
okay, let me try this again. Okay, here's the reason why. This is place on vertical face. It's not supposed to be that. We just want to use place on face. And then when you use place on face, there it is right there. You with me?
Beautiful.
Yep. So what happens is sometimes you got to sleuth this stuff out a little bit, but I put a couple of fixtures in there. And then if we take a look at the 3D view, you can see them right there. See those?
Yep.
That's what they are. Okay.
Thank you.
I'll give you control back and you are good to go. If there's any other questions, please feel free to ask. I'm going to give you guys till at least 6:30 to kind of complete that. And then we'll move on. And let me know if you guys need more time. But I think you from last week, I thought you guys were pretty close to finishing it.
I have a question.
Yeah. Okay. And that's Jackson? Okay. Okay, so you put this right here. Looks like you did. All right. You used automatic ceiling. That's fine. And then let's see if it is in there. So just go ahead and hit your escape. And okay, now go to now to make, yeah, so go to level 2 and put in a camera view now. And put a camera somewhere. It's right there. So it's in place. So yeah, you got it. It's there. Okay, so let's do this. Click on the ceiling itself, click on the edge of the ceiling in that view. And when you click on the edge of the ceiling, it'll highlight. Yep. Okay. Then let's go to level 2, the ceiling plan, which is the next tab over. Okay, now that's highlighted. Now let's do this. Let's go and yeah, you're good to go. Let's go to put in your light. Okay, with that selected, change the height offset from level where it says 12 feet in your properties, top left, and change it to 10. Yeah, okay. You just let go of it. So you have to go select the ceiling again. So you go to your 3D view because it's like right now. Just click on it there. And then when you click on it, change it right there to 10 feet. Did you change it to 10 feet?
Every time I try to backspace.
Okay. Okay, you put in 100 inches. Yeah, so you'll still be 10. Just type in 10 and press enter. You don't even have to type in feet. Oh, hit apply. Okay, then let's take a look at the your level two, and you're good to go. Now you'll be able to put your components in. Let me show you something here. When you put your components in, this is what you want to do. I'll show you what you have to do. Because of these right here, I'll go to remote control, and to put these in, we have to load them up because they're not there yet. Did you already load them up? Lights?
I don't think so.
What's that?
I don't think I did.
Okay, we'll go to insert, we'll go to load Autodesk family. And up here, what you do is you just type in lighting fixture and you can get anything out of here. Well, not anything, but a lot of things. And so we're going to grab this one is can light and this one too. We'll grab this lighting fixtures, the surface fixture, recessed, surface lighting. Just try a few things, hit load. And it's going to put those in. And then when it's done that, we'll go over here to architecture, go to component, and there they start to show up. And the one that we want is, get this out of the way. Let's try, instead of strip lighting fixture, we got surface. Yeah, let's try the recessed lighting fixture. We'll do a 2x4. And yeah, right there. See that? Boom, boom, like that. And then you take, look at it in your 3D view. You can see them right there. Okay? Make sense?
Yep.
So you're going to put all those in on level two and just make a design that makes sense. And then,
Same kind of light.
what's that?
That same light works.
What was that?
Same light, like same type of light you use.
Yep. Or you can mix and match. You could try out the other ones too. Maybe put something in the offices. But I use the different one. I use one that's actually basically extended down from the ceiling. But you could use what you had to recess. That's fine. And that's all good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. All right.
I
Yeah.
think it's a grid to show up on the ceiling.
Okay. Select the ceiling.
All right.
And in your properties, change the height to 10 feet.
Paper said 12. I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Okay, let me get there for you. Yeah, if it says 12, don't worry about it. You could make it 11 feet and 11 inches, but it's just got to be a little bit lower than the level we put in there. Okay, let me jump in there. And that is Jack, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's first of all make sure it's there. Okay, so I'm going to take over for a second here. Remote control. Okay, so take a look here. Here's your 3D view. Take a look at this. Okay, well you have okay, your ceiling looks like you put your ceiling on the underside of your roof, which is little okay, let's see what you got here. Yeah, it's a little non-standard. So let's get rid of this one. Let's just get rid of that. Okay. Okay. Delete that. Okay, it's not. Let me get that. All right, delete. Looks like there's a few in here. Okay, there were like 5 or 6. All right, so we're going to go over here and we're going to go to level two. Now we go to level two, we're going to go here and we're going to put the ceiling in by doing what we did before. So architecture, go to ceiling, we'll use a 2x4. We're going to make this 10 feet and we'll make that 10 feet there. And when you make it 10 feet, there it is right there. And we're just going to go ahead and pick in each one of these areas like that. And there it is. And then you're good to go. So then with that in shape, you're ready to go. So then what you do is did you download some lighting fixtures yet?
Yeah, I downloaded. So.
Okay, then you should be able to put those in no problem in this view, okay?
All right, thanks.
Yeah, make sure you save it.
If you do it by sketch, does the grid not show up? That's how I did it.
No, it wasn't that. It was like what happened is you actually used the roof to sketch it on. So you kind of like, you know how you have like vaulted ceiling sometimes, and that is actually the ceiling. There is no ceiling, it's just the vaulted ceiling is like follows the roof line. That's kind of what you had going on there.
Okay.
That's what happened. So that's all.
Okay.
So, yeah. So what I did is I just went in there and just used the actual room bounds for the ceilings, and which is actually a little easier way to do it, and so yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, but that's there's a issue with the template, so you just have to make your ceilings at 10 feet. So that's on me. Victor, looking good. Looking good. Blake looks good. You guys are getting there. All right. Joey looking good. All right. You guys do, looks good. Looks good, everybody. Just give you guys a few more minutes because we're just about at 6:21, so that's good. And then we'll take it from there. Yeah, Arnold.
We can start the go over video from the beginning right now.
What's that?
Should I start doing the
Yeah,
video
you
or
should.
now?
You should.
I mean, right now, or
Yeah, I would do it now. I'd start now. You got to get it done sometime.
I mean, if you're gonna start new stuff in 15 minutes.
Yeah, but you need to hear what where we're going with it and so forth. So I'd definitely start at least get a jump on it rather than just waste 15 minutes. 15 minutes, 15. It'd only take you about an hour to catch up, so total. So yeah. Looking good, you guys. Looking good. And as you're going through here, if you do come up with questions, please ask. But the thing about this is, again, I didn't give you an exact kind of a floor plan that you had to follow, so you had some latitude as far as how you want to work that out. But what I did want you to do is kind of figure out how to do it with with essentially some project parameters, and then you had to more or less make it happen. So that's it right there. So as you go along here, if you have questions, please ask. I'm just gonna watch your screens, seeing how you guys are doing, and you guys are making good progress, and that's looking good. Yeah.
I just went to the camera view and my ceiling's super low.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Let me take a look.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. Okay. Let's check it out. Okay. Yeah, you've got it set at 8 feet, and which is about right. We're using 10 feet, as the height. And then the rest of it should be fine. Yes, that's good to me.
Awesome.
Yep, yep, looks good. All right, all
What's
right.
the name for the file?
I put on Brightspace, so just follow what it says on Brightspace. Hmm. Yeah,
My lights, they seem like they're kind of like in the ceiling.
yeah, if they're recessed, that's fine. Actually, take a look at these. These are recessed too.
Boy, I put some in the bathroom
Mm-hmm.
and I can't see.
Okay, check your height for the actual ceiling in the bathroom. Make sure that it's 10 feet or whatever you use for the other, and make sure they're consistent, and then you should be able to see them no problem. So try that. Check your ceiling height. Yeah.
I don't know what I did. All my tables are like really small.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, okay. Oh, yeah, they are, aren't they? Let's see what we got. All right, let's see what we have happening here. Okay, so first of all,
Trying to put some light, so like,
okay, well, let's see here. We got, okay, this is a ceiling right here. Okay, and that's 12 feet above ceiling one, which is what we don't want. So, okay, you don't actually need that ceiling. So that's actually a ceiling right there. So we're just gonna get rid of that. Okay. Okay, you're good to go there. Better?
yeah, my stuff's floating. But,
Yeah, yeah. Wait, is it floating? Oh, these, yeah. Okay, so if that's happening, then yeah, you just have to grab, like what you do is grab one of these and then select all instances visible in view. And it should actually be, no, why that? Okay, the reason why is use these little desks here, okay? And those are actually 2.5 feet above surface. So I use 3 feet, but since you use the desk and not the table, you have to do this. You have to select each of these. So you got to select all instances visible in view, and you have to make the height offset from host 2'6", which is 30 inches. Does that make sense? Yeah. If you do that, they'll be all set. Sure. Okay. Yeah, let's get that. Let's get that. Okay, so what you want to do here is you first of all want to go to your ceiling level 2, which is right here. And I'm not seeing it right now. So that could be because, okay, let's grab this. Okay, and that has to be set at 10 feet. That's just how that is. You can't really, okay, looks like you have, okay, that just came down. Okay, good. I'm gonna go to here, and there you go right there. Okay, so now your setting's visible. So then what you'll do is you'll insert, did you, look, okay, there's can lights, and there's also a lot of other lights out there that are like a little more standardized. But if you want to use those, you could use a mixture of can and the other. The other are what like you have in here, like fluorescent lights. You can download those too. And again, from the site. But if let's say you want to use this, we'll use this, we'll grab this. Now we go here. This actually, now notice place on face. I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna drop it right here. And I'll go ahead and do this, boom, drop it right there. And I'll drop another one right here just so we have a couple in here. Now at that point, I've got a couple in there. Now they're really tiny, but let's see what they look like. Maybe there's a reason for that. So let's take a look at it. And we'll go here, wrong one. Let's go here like this. Okay, try that again. All right, level 2. All right, and let's see if we can't see that. And I think we put it in here. Let's take a look at it. Go here, put in the camera, and they should be in the ceiling here. Let's find out if they are. Looks like that desk is halfway through. Yeah, these are really, really tiny. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, that's just a connector. Okay. So what you want to do is, let me show you what I loaded, because sometimes, we're learning some stuff. I wouldn't say lamp, I'd say lighting fixture. And the reason why is you're just going to get more, you get more choice when you do this. And I just grab, a bunch of them, because you don't know really what's going to work for you. So you just grab a bunch and load it all up. And then when you load it, let's try this again now. So now we'll go to level 2 and I'll show you what I did. And the thing is, you go out here and we'll go to our architecture, we'll go to component, and that's a surface fixture right there. So if I have this, you have to, that's actually placed on face. That's a 1x4. Okay, so it's kind of thin. And we want something more like a 2x4. You go to 2x4, see that? And that's what you want right there. And you get that in place. Then you won't be able to see it until you look at your 3D view, and then they're right there, okay? Yep, you got it. And so that's what you do right there. All right, looks like you guys are just about there. Getting there. All right. Okay, who needs more time on this? Y'all set? Sam, y'all set? You guys pretty much there, getting close? All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, let's see here. Just take a look there. Nick, you doing okay? Okay. All right. I'll tell you what, that I'm gonna give you guys right now 5 more minutes and then we're gonna continue on. So 5 more minutes and then we'll move on to the next thing. So those that are working on the stuff from last week, gave you guys a little bit of time to kind of push forward a little bit. and then we'll move into the stuff for tonight.
Is there a replace all instances function on Revit?
Replace all instances. In some instances, yes. Depends upon what you want to do. You seeing this right here?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say I want to go here, and I wanted to go here, and I wanted to go ahead and select all instances, visible in view. I could do that. And with all those selected, then yeah, I could. I could actually then go up here, and this doesn't always work quite as elegantly as I'm going to show you right now. But with everything selected, let's say I wanted to have them. Let's say I wanted to have those recessed. I'll go to recessed, and they just did that. And then I need to change the height, make it 10 feet. And they all went away. Let's try that again. Okay, because that's what I mean by it depends. You've got this, and so because when I put it in, yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah, I didn't like that. Okay, so yeah, all right. So there they are. Okay, okay, it did like it. They did go. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to back. There they are. They're back now. So did you see that it did work?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you actually can. So you select one object, then you right click and you go to select all instances, visible in the view, and then you can swap it out with one of these. You just have to make sure that when you do that, you pick something that's compatible. Okay. In some cases they will be, some cases they won't. In this case, they were. So when I went here, I'll try this one more time just to make sure it works. 2x4 3 lamp, and then it did that, and then and you can see that you can actually see them right here. Just it's taking a second for them to kind of like show what's going on, but they're right there. See that?
Yeah.
So yeah, now they're actually recessed up into the ceiling, and then I could just select one of them, and I could go to select all instances. I want to have all those visible to view. Then the schedule level, elevation level. Okay. Let me go ahead and make that level 2, and then the elevation level that actually changes. So I think I'd have to go through to get them really. Yeah, they're all good. They're all good. But yeah, but your results may vary. It won't always work out that cleanly. Like if you're doing something like that's not necessary, like let's say you were changing a desk out, no problem. If you were changing something like even doors out, no problem, as long as they're the same size. This, because you're talking about it's mounted on a surface, that can be a little trickier, but I got it to work. So yeah, I can work. Yeah. Okay, that's 5 minutes. Let's save your work. Now, I will say this right now. Again, this is not due. Again, the way we always do this is this particular project is not due. It's always this way. I usually my students find it easiest to hand it in at the end of the session, but it's actually not due until 5:59 and 59 seconds before we start class on Tuesday. So that's it's okay, and I'll accept it that it's not late up till then. So you have extra time if you want to do that. So if you feel good about it, hand it in. If you want to take a final run through and just kind of make some stuff better on it, you can do that too. As long as I get it before class starts on Tuesday. All right, that's all I care about. Okay, and that's it. Other than that, you have more time to work with it if you like to. But that is it. And I wanted to kind of move on to the next thing. And a lot of you guys looks like you did it right. So unless you kind of work through that right here, but I want to just kind of move on to something else right now. And so what we're going to do tonight is we're moving on to the next project, and I'm trying to keep these things going right here. And like I thought we could have finished this last week. I overguessed it because we did the topography thing, which took a little bit of time. And let's see here. I hope you guys are hearing me, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit here admit. And I'm already recording, but hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Can anyone tell? Can you hear me? Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. If you could check that. Check 1, 2, 3. Check one. Okay, you good. Okay. All right. And so just save that. So anyway, so this right here, let me ask you guys a question. How many here kind of prefer to have clear directions as opposed to getting to add? Okay, you don't like to do your own design. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Who likes to kind of like do their own thing? Yeah, kind of lay the thing up. Kind of here. Okay, maybe sort of. Okay. Because this next one, you're going to be doing something more on your own. Okay. And so what we're going to be doing in this next project is giving you a chance to kind of, because we've learned essentially at this point, you've learned how to put in walls, how to put in floors, how to put in ceilings, how to put in roofs, how to bring in components, how to bring in different content, and so forth. And these are all things that we've actually we've learned how to do. We did all this in the custom garage project. So now what I want to do is I want to give you guys a chance to kind of work something out here for this next project. So this is how it works. When you're going to be doing some kind of design, the first thing you always do is you have to figure out is where you want to go. And in this particular case, we're going to do that. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to be working on the next thing, which is the ranch project. Okay, now the ranch project we're going to be starting, and the ranch project is going to be a project that's going to be used to basically kind of like take what you've learned and use it in a way that maybe makes some sense to you. So I'm going to be giving you some leanings on that. But the biggest thing about it is it's going to be using the same kinds of tools you've already used. So that's going to be the same. And so as we get into this, the parameters that I'm going to show you right now, and I didn't even create something for you guys to see. I could have done that, but I didn't do that. I didn't done that. So I didn't do that. But I'm going to go ahead and going to save this. And what I'm going to do here is I actually have, yeah, there's all that. Yeah, this is a cottage project. Okay. This is something similar to what we're going to be doing. This is just like a little cottage project. We'll be doing this later on. But this is essentially a ranch project. And what you're seeing here is this is a project that looks something like this. And that's just kind of a simple ranch right there. Get a little truck outside and so forth. And this is a very simple type of floor plan here. And so as I take a look at this is what you got going down. You've actually got one bathroom, two bathrooms, I guess, right? Or that's just like no, it's just a big extended bathroom. So one bathroom there. Then you have 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. You have kind of a living area. You have a kitchen area over here. So this is something that I put together. That is something that you could do. Pretty simple. That'd be like a cottage type thing. So here's what we're going to do tonight. Let me show you the parameters, and then we'll start to move ahead. Okay, so over here, we're going to go to. Let me stop for a second here. I just got a little thought right here. Who would rather continue to work on the warehouse tonight? Is there anyone would rather just keep on working on the warehouse? I know you got yours done, but would anyone just prefer to work on that? You can say yes, it's okay. No? Okay. 3 or 4 of this. All right, this was asking that because I want to give you the chance to finish it, but I also recognize that some have already finished it, but that's okay. All right, just want to manage the classroom time as best I can. Okay, what we're going to do right now is we're going to Brightspace, and I'll show you what the parameters for this one are. So for this one's going to be the ranch. Okay, now this project is a fairly straightforward one. And this one, I'm going to be kind of like just backing off a little bit and just giving you some guidance, but just I want you to use what you've learned so far. That's really the goal about this right here. So this is down here. It's called the Ranch Home Project. And what this one I'm going to do, I'll just go ahead and hand these out. Let's see here. Okay, I'll keep one of these. Arnold, would you mind passing one, please? Thank you. And this has the basics right here. So as we're going to take a look at this as we go along here. And what we're going to do is we're going to, yes, we're going to go ahead and we're going to create these and make all this work as we go along here. All right. I'll bring it up here as well because it's the same thing here, the ranch project requirements, but I want to print it out for you. Yeah. Yeah.
You make it however big you want.
Yes, yes. Although
But you don't want it to be like
there are some parameters. The thing is, you can make it as big as you want, but I think you want to be careful about that because you can really you can kind of back yourself in the corner. Okay, just more is not always better in this kind of situation. My son, when he was in Project Lead the Way, and I think ninth or 10th grade, he had to build like something. He made a house that was like 30,000 square feet. And it just went on and on and on and on, just like all this kind of stuff. And then he had to put a roof on the site. This ain't working so well. So anyway, so I said, well, Joe, it's really cool, but I don't think it would really work too well. And so anyway, there are certain parameters that I'll suggest, but I'm going to leave it up to you. Okay, and I'm deliberately making it a ranch simply because when you get into doing stairs and things of that nature, what that's going to do is it's going to get hairier. It really will. So I want you to develop confidence at this ranch level. We will be getting the stairs for the last couple of projects, okay? But I want you to just be confident in this. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. The ranch project. You're going to create the walls on level 1. The constraint should be up to level 2, which is the default. You're going to create a floor for level 1, create a roof, using your own ideas. Step number 4. Create 3 bedrooms on level 1, include walls, doors, and furniture such as beds. Create a living area, complete with furniture. Create a kitchen with dining area. Use cabinets, casework, and appliances per your own design. Download additional content as needed. Using your own ideas and design, create 1 or 2 bathrooms on level 1. Include plumbing fixtures such as toilets, sinks, tubs, showers, and cabinets. And a lot of this stuff, pretty much all of it that I'm describing is in the template already. If you want other stuff, you can go find it and you can go put that content in. You're going to create a ceiling plan for level 1, place ceiling lights and floor lighting on level 1 and exterior lighting. Create a 3D view for level 1. Choose the best view to describe your project. You're going to render the 3D view. I'm going to show you how to do that. Render the 3D view. Save the view to your project. Adjust the light intensity and exposure as needed to ensure quality image. You're going to create a wall section. We talked about creating wall sections. You're going to create a wall section on level 1. Open the wall section, change the scale to 1/2 inch equals a foot, and using the 332nd text type, add the leaders to describe wall elements using the earth floor type. I'm going to go through all this and show you exactly how to do it, but these are the basic ideas. It's all just variations on the theme as far as what you've already done. There's nothing you guys can't do here. I've already showed you everything here right now. You just got to think it through. I think I've got all the details here. And then in some cases, maybe a typo, but I don't think in this case there are any. So now here's the thing we're going to do here. When you come to designing a ranch, I lived in a ranch up in Clayton, New York, and it was kind of a sprawling ranch. It was pretty big. Really liked it. And it was kind of it was almost just kind of like a big rectangle, but then it had a big area off the back, and then it had a porch area out front. So it was great. It worked out good. But you have to consider your roof systems, how they all work together. How do you put roofs on something like that? And there are tricks that go along with it. So what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to do a couple things. First of all, I'm going to do a very basic project here and go through these steps so you guys can see it. And then it'll also be on the recording. And then after that, I'm going to show you where you can look to get some ideas as far as how you might want to do this. Okay, because there's pretty cool stuff you can do. And I'll show you how I actually created my house that I actually built in Michigan. Okay, there are cheat codes out there you guys can use and save you a lot of money. Also, a lot of engineering. So let's go through these bit by bit here. So create the walls on level one. Let's see here. So I've got a template here. So I'm going to start by going out to here. And let's see here. I'm going to take your screens over just for right now so you guys can go ahead. Looks like some of you guys are still working on this. Yeah, I won't do that. I won't take your screens over. I'll just go ahead and leave it like this because the resolution on the machines tends to be pretty lousy. So I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go to the Ranch Home Project. And as is the case with everything that I do, I'm going to go to the template. So you want to go to the template and you want to download the template. You're going to download the template. And once you have that, I'll ask you a question. Exactly. No, you don't double click on this because if you do that, it's going to open the template. And it's not that you can't use that, but then you have to save it as a template. Then you have to start a new project using that as a template. It's just, it takes you 5 extra minutes. So it's kind of a hassle and you might get confused and discouraged. So I prefer not to do that. So we're here. So I'm going to go here and go to new and go to browse. And I'll go to desktop and I'll go to downloads. And here it is right here, Ranch Home Template. I'm going to click OK. So now what we have here is, some space that we have here. So I'm going to create the walls in level one. Now, let me show you something interesting here because I did something interesting for you guys. So I'm going to just go ahead and pull this down a little bit further like that. And check this out. I'm going to go to wall. Now watch. So I go to wall. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start like this. Now, when I do this, I can hardly see it. Okay. So I'm just going to zoom in right here. And when you zoom in, notice what I have right here. Okay. Notice that on the left side, there are more lines than on the right side. Which do you suppose is the exterior? The left or the right? The left is actually the exterior. So I'm going to go out here. I'm going to make a very straightforward. I'm just going to make a 25 foot by 25 foot structure here. I'm going to make it real easy. 25 feet, 25 feet here, and just like that. And so I've got that in place. Now that I've got that in place, I'm going to take a look at it. Always take a look at it and make sure you did it correctly. So go to here when you take a look at it. Notice what you've got going on here. You see this right here? That's actually siding. Okay, you want the siding to be on the outside. If the siding is on the inside, you have to do this. You have to click on this. You have to right click and change the wall's orientation right here. Now, when I did that, you see this right here? That's actually the drywall on the outside, which I didn't want to do. So I'll just go ahead and I just did a Control Z. By the way, Control Z is undo. Are you guys all familiar with undo and redo? Kind of, sort of. Anyone not familiar with that? I only have one person saying yes. Okay, if you're not familiar with undo, undo allows you to basically take a step back. Okay, undo is right up here. So if you did something you didn't like, you can use undo, and then you can also use redo. This is redo. See this? Undo is this, redo is that. Okay, it's just something that's out there that is in pretty much every Windows application these days. Okay, so now I've got that. Create a floor for level one. So I'll create a floor. So I'll go to floor, and I'm just going to use this one. And I'm just going to go from the exterior out over here to right to there. Hit the green check mark. Okay, then I'll take a look at it in 3D. So far, so good. And it looks like I went a little too far. Okay, what happened there? Why did that not? Oh, went down 6 inches. Why? I don't know. Well, I'm going to go ahead and put that at 0. Not sure why that was set that way. Yours will do the same thing probably because it's in the template, but you just have to change the floor. So, teachable moment. Okay, so now that we have that, that's steps 1 and 2. Create a roof for your ranch. I'm going to wait for that because there's other things. Then it says using your own ideas and design, create 3 bedrooms in level 1. Include walls, doors, and furniture such as beds. So I'm just going to put in a couple doors. Okay, and again, this could be, I'm just going to use this door exterior. I'll just go ahead and put a front door here, and I'll put a rear door there just to keep it real simple like that. And then I'll put a couple windows on the sides. And I do have some kind of cool stuff in here, but we're just going to go here and we'll use casements. There's double hung. There's casement windows. All right, there. All right, so we got this. I'm just going to place this here, and I'll place one over here. Okay, so that's just to kind of, show how that works. So I'm going to take a look at it. Okay, so we got this pretty straightforward, not too much going on. I'm going to save this real quickly, and the name, I was asked earlier what to save it as, and always just look here, and I'm going to tell you what to save it as. So when I go here, and it says what to save it as right here, I look at the requirements, and it says to save it as ranch project dash your last name, all in capitals. All right, so ranch, all in capitals, ranch project dash your last name. And I'm also going to put today's date. You don't have to put today's date in. It's October. I can't believe it. October 2nd. We'll just go ahead and put that in there. And I'm going to save it to the desktop so I have it. So I save it. Boom. Done. Okay. So now I've done that. Now I will tell you, as far as putting the cabinets and casework, I'll show you something I put in here. You don't have to use this kitchen, but I put one in here for you. So if you were to go here and down here, I actually have I've got a whole kitchen in here somewhere. And I also have a bunch of other things here. I think, yeah, it's under here, complete kitchen. All right, so you can go here to complete kitchen. And if I go to complete kitchen, I can just drag the whole thing in here. All right, over here, and there's a whole complete kitchen. Now it's way more than you would need. Okay, so the thing is, you can flip it and kind of get it around. So it's more than you would need. Let's say they also have a mid-sized kitchen. Let me see what that looks like. Okay, mid-sized kitchen, and these are just some starting points. And there's modern kitchen. Yeah, so there's some stuff here, and so any one of these you could use. Now, if I bring this in, and if I were to bring it in here again, it's pretty big. But let's say I liked it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. Now, at this point, let's say I really only want this stuff over here. I'm going to show you a little trick here. Now, watch this. If I double click on this, this all comes up right now, and then I can just tell it what I want to keep, what I want to get rid of. So if I go to here, what do I want to keep? I want to keep, I don't want this stuff over here with the sink. So, well, if I get rid of the sink, well, I can just do this. If I do this, I can get rid of this and get rid of this. I'm just clicking on it and getting rid of it, just because I can. Just get rid of all that. And I'll get rid of this too. And then that kind of changes that around. And then I could just kind of get rid of some of this stuff and then so forth. But this is what you can do, kind of a thing. And then I can get rid of that as well. And then I can kind of take this and kind of bring it over like this. And just kind of get rid of, okay, didn't like the extrusion. So I'd have to kind of fudge that a little bit. But for right now, we'll just leave it there. And then if I go back to, for that right there, if I then go to my, if I close out of this, it's going to say, do you want to save it? I'll say yes. And I'll just go ahead and hit save. And then when I do that, it didn't correct it. Okay. I'm trying to teach families too. Okay. So I'm not going to do that right now. It's a bit much. So with some of these right here, I would probably have to do something else, but you can edit these. I'm trying to do it in front of you right now, and it's not really working, but you can just pull in a refrigerator, a stove, and this other kind of stuff, and sinks, and just pull some things out of your own. But for right now, that's there. And so then what you could do is you could just go over here to where there are, I think it's under appliances. What's it under? Yeah, it's under here somewhere. But there's some content in here. There's certainly stuff out in, just to show you how this is right here. If you don't see what you want in here, plumbing fixtures, let's see what else we got here, special equipment. Yeah, I'm not seeing everything I want to here. Yeah, all right. Let's look at this one real quick. Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, there are a few things you can work on right here. Anyway, but let's say at this point you didn't want to do those. You then just go to level 1, and then you can load content as we've seen before. Insert, load out as family, and let's say I just wanted a range like that. Type in range. It's got different ranges. You got dishwashers, dryers, and you also have you got a refrigerator, French door refrigerator. So I can go ahead and grab that. It kind of knows where we want to go. So I'll go ahead to range, and I'll go to a dishwasher, and then it's also got some other things here. Washer, interesting they have this right here. They got the washer and the dryer here. The reason why is in Europe, that's typically how it is. Like my son, every house he's lived in, the actually the clothes washer, the laundry washer is actually it's in the kitchen. That's how they do it. So you got all that, and then we'll hit load. And so then, just to show you how you could do this, you can break this down and make it as simple as you want to. I'll just grab this refrigerator. I'll just place it right here just to show you what that you can do this. So I drop that there, and then I could just, get that aligned. All right, so that is how you would place that. And then after that, you put in your other components. So you want to do that. Okay, so that is steps 4. And then 5 is included. That's creating 1 or 2 bathrooms. Then create a ceiling plan. We've gone over that. And but I'll do it real quickly. So I'm going to go here to the ceiling plan, and we'll put one in real quickly. Ceiling plan level 1. If I zoom into here, I can go and choose ceiling. So if I go to ceiling, notice that over here it says compound ceiling GWB on MTL stud. That means it's a gypsum wallboard. And I can just use the automatic ceiling, and it just went ahead and did that. Now, at this point, if I'm not sure if I did it, if I take a look at 3D, it did. It went ahead and put that in here. Now, at this point, you could then put in canned lights, or you could put in just wall lights, whatever you might want to use. But if I go here, if I hit this drop down, there are definitely, I think in this case, there are pretty sure that there's canned lights. Yeah, like right here, I got these 8-inch incandescent lights. So I just go ahead and go here and just go ahead and put a bunch of can lights this. And that's just to show you what it looks like. So you have this. And then what I would do is I'd go over here and I'd do my camera and I'd take a look at how we're coming along here. And that's what you'd have. And then when we do this, we go to realistic and we have that. Okay, so then we have the ceiling plan. Then you create a 3D view for level 1. This is a 3D view for level 1. Now, please watch this next step here. Next thing I'm going to do right now, I'm going to show you something new. This is something you haven't learned yet. So in this particular view, what I'm going to do on step number 8, it says render the 3D view. So to render the 3D view, this is what you do. Now watch this. You go over here to where it says view, and then you should be able to see over here where it says render. You guys see that teapot? Yeah. Teapot is the universal rendering symbol. So I'm going to go to render. This is where it gets interesting because now, if I just kind of say something, this is where Revit really starts to shine because what you're able to do here is now this is where you're able to show people what this is really going to look like in real life. You can actually put in windows and have your light coming in. And so all this kind of content you see right here is stuff that you're going to have available. Now I've used something really, really simple here, but I'll show you how it works because you got the basic elements. You got some lights and so forth. So that's what you want to do. Over here, you take a look at this, and this is what really changes this. Now, be careful. Don't use high. It's going to be way too much, okay? Just use medium. That's probably that's going to be more than enough. If you want to torque it a little, turn it up a little higher, you can. But here you could have lighting schemes, and we're going to use sun and artificial for interior. Okay, so we're going to do that. The sun setting, we'll just go ahead and use that. And then we're going to go ahead and that should do it. So let's go ahead and hit render, see what we get. And this is our first shot at it. Okay, now notice what you get here. You got those lights up at the top in the ceiling, and they're actually giving you light downtown. Look, it looks kind of cool. You also see right here in the stainless steel, it's almost like a mirror. You're actually seeing all this. That's a rendered view. Okay. Now this is very simple, but you can get and there are actually add-ins to this right here where you can make it it'll look like a photograph. It's absolutely stunning. Yeah, you can put people and stuff. It's great. But right now, Revit, just in its most, just installing it like this right here, it gets you this far. But you can add more stuff. You can add stuff. Now, once you get a rendering the way you like it, you might want to try a couple because part of the project is to have a good rendering of an interior view. And that's what you're going to do here. So you have this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here and you go right here and you go to save the project. You guys see this here? See this right here, save the project? Can you guys see this, please? Okay, thank you. All right, and I'm going to call this kitchen test view, like that. Kitchen test view. Okay. And when you do that, what that does is it actually gives you that view in your renderings down here. So you got renderings. If you click on this, you'll then see this. And then it gives you that view. So that gives you like a nice little photograph. So that's what you can do to get this together. Now, now that we got that, we've learned how to do a rendering. That was step number 8. Create a wall section in level 1. So we go to level 1, and I'm going to create a wall section. So sections right here. And if you don't remember how to make a wall section, you can always just go here to F1. This is your help, and you just type in what you want to do here. So if you do this, let me pull it down. Go ahead and type in section, and it says section views. Section views cut through the model, and then it shows you actually how to do it. You go to the View tab, Create Panel, and you go to Section. Okay, and so we go back over to here, and you can go to the View panel, and here's your section right here. So if I go to Section, I can just go ahead and go here to here, and then once I do that, it's facing in one direction or the other, and I can flip this. Oh, actually, not that. Sorry about that. And what I can do is I can change the view right here. So I want it to actually look over here and do this. Now, once I do that and I double click on it, this is a section. I'm actually taking a look at a slice through. Now, when I do that, I take a look at the slice through and I take a look at this right here. And you can see I got a couple things going on. For instance, I've got the ceiling, and the ceiling is at 8 feet. And I probably want to put that more like maybe 9 feet, so it's up a little higher. So it's up above that window. And then this window I could take and I could change it so that its sill height is something more like 2 feet. So it drops down a little bit. Try that again. So I'll make that 2 feet or 2.5. And that's going to go ahead. And it's not moving it, is it? All right. So it doesn't like that. Let's try that again. 2. Okay. Yeah, it's not liking that. So I'm sorry.
It deselects as soon as you try to type.
Okay. See what it's doing that. You know, it probably doesn't like this view. Let's try in level 1. So I'll go to level 1. Should like it. So I'll make that 2 feet. See if it likes that. Yeah, it did. Let's take a look at it. See if it did okay with it. Yeah, that's better now. Okay, so we have that. Okay, so that is how you'd make a section. That was 9. Now I'm going to open up the wall section, which I'm in, which is right here, and then change the scale to 1/2 inch equals a foot. So I go over here. This is your scale, 1/2 inch equals a foot. And then what you would do is using the 332nd text type, add the leaders to describe the wall elements. All right. And what I did here, I didn't put it in my roof yet, but what you would do, we talked about this before. This is actually like what we did for the garage project. So let me give you just to show you what we would do here is I'll just turn on the levels here, the information here, and I'll just show you. We did this before, but we're going to make a wall section. And over here, what you would do is I would go to my annotation, and this is where you put in a leader. And like, for instance, just to, kind of be clear about this, I'd go ahead and put a leader here, and I would go ahead and I would say drywall. And I'd make it 1/2 inch, so 1/2 inch drywall. And this will be a wall section, actually. What I made here is I made a full section just to show you how you could also make how you'd also make a section, because there's different kinds of ways to make a section. So this other one, I'm going to make a wall section just to show how this works. So the section, and yes, this is supposed to be a wall section. Okay, so let me just click on this one. I'm just going to pull this one back down like this, and I'm going to just push it down like that. And when I do that, look at section 1, it gives you something more like that. And let's get rid of that note, and we'll get rid of that. But what you ultimately want it to look like is over here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put I'm going to put the roof on now, just so you guys can see what it looks like. So over here, we'll put a roof on it, and the roof on it is going to go over here. We'll go to turn this on, the underlay. All right, try this again, level 1, apply. All right, there we go. All right. And I'm just going to put a roof on there real quick. And it's just going to be a very basic gable roof. So roof, and remember with roof, what you do is you define the slope on 2 opposite sides, and the other 2 sides, you get rid of the defined slope, and you go like this, and you go like that. And that's going to give you your roof, which should look something like this. And that's what you want to do. And then we attach those. So we do that. Okay. So now those are the basic elements that we're going to have there. Now, so then your wall section, then, as I'd mentioned, which we started work on right here. Now, if I take this, let me see where that is. That's probably the wrong side. So let me put in my, I'm going to get rid of that wall section. I'll put a new one. And so over here, my wall section actually should be a different direction. So I get rid of this. And I'll get rid of that. And my section, because I decided to change the orientation, I'm going to go like this. And I'll do that. And then you just want to kind of pull this back. So it's just including a bit of the wall like that. And then when you double click on this, it should look like that. That's what you're after right there. That kind of a look. We did this before for the custom garage. So that's what you want it to look like, just like that. And then that is where you put in the text that we talked about before. So then I would go ahead and put in my text items here. And this would be drywall. And this actually needs to be ½ inch equals a foot. And when I make it ½ inch equals a foot, this should shrink down nicely. And it does, and so we're all better there. Okay. All right, so those are the base. That's up to step 10. Now, the next bit is using the earth floor type at a height offset from a level of -foot and create a yard around the ranch home. This is what we're talking about here. We go to level 1, and I'm going to create this just to give us something to work with to orient it. So with this one, I go to a floor, and I'm going to change the floor over here to earth right here, and it's green. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this height offset from level -1 foot, -1, like that. Let's go ahead and click it here. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to create that. Hit the green check mark. And when you do that, you then have this type of look right there. So you have your green earth right there. And then step 12, using the generic 12-inch floor, create a sidewalk with a height offset from level of -11 inches. So back here, I'll do one last thing, and then I'll let you guys get started on this. So over here, I'll go to the floor, and I'm going to change this to generic 12 inches. Yeah. And I'm going to make this -11 inches. -11 inches. That should go down right. And that should actually work out well. Make a rectangle. Pick a point here and do something like that. Green check mark, and that should show up. It says they overlap, but it's okay in this case. And that's what you're after right there. So this is actually just proud of the earth right there. You got the earth here. And what I have here is a step-by-step, and the video will show you how to do that. It says highlighted floors overlap. It's okay. In this case, that's how I want to do it. Then last thing you would do is you would put in things like it says here, trees and bushes, download additional contents. This is where you can kind of stretch out and do some kind of cool stuff. And so over here, I've got a tree here, I got a tree here, and this is where you can really kind of like make this really look like something. So that is what you're going to do here. So you are going to choose your own ranch design. Okay. So I know I went through that pretty quickly. A lot of that was review, but some of it was new. The new stuff was primarily the rendering. And then the other thing was how to manipulate these floors. But again, it's a variation on a theme. This is stuff you can do. You just got to think of how you want it to sit in and so forth. So this is going to be what you're going to do. Now, once you put all that together, you're gonna basically put together so it's actually a real ranch. So I want you to do this now. For this one, we're going to be tonight. We're almost done. We're not going to get too far. So tonight we're just going to research the kind of design that you want to make. That's what we're going to do tonight. And then next week we're going to start to work on it. So what I did here is essentially a very uninspiring box. You don't want to make it, well, if you want to make an uninspiring box, you can. I'm not necessarily going to grade you on your artistic intent. But what I do want you to do is understand how these tools work and try to make this all work together. So that's the assignment right there. Now, I will show you this. This is, and I told you before that I did build a house in Michigan. When I built the house in Michigan, I was not an architect. I was just a young guy who was 29 years old, was trying to do something. And I knew AutoCAD. I was just arrogant enough to think I could do it. And I did it. And I actually got the plans approved and I built it. So came out really good. I also knew a few people because I worked in this mega hospital in the Detroit area. And as I was there, the electrical engineer for the entire facility comes up and says, "Hey, Tom, I hear you're building a house." I said, "Yeah." He goes, well, do you need an electrical plan for that? I said, yeah. He goes, well, here, just give me the floor plan. And so he does this perfectly professional, does, puts all the power supply in and so forth. And that's what we did that. So now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys where you can look, okay? Because I don't want to start you tonight. I'm going to let you guys go a little early tonight, but I do want you to do some research right now. And this is what I want you to do. I realize some of you guys are not listening to me at all and just doing work. That's on you. But the thing is, right now, it's just going to compound the issue if you're behind. Okay, so I would just kind of stick with me because, and again, this is why I make a library of videos. So you can go back and everything I said is exactly in these things, mouse click for mouse click. So you do what you want. I'm just saying that that it'd be probably best to stick with me for right now. And you can ask questions live, but that's on you. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to save this. I'm going to move on. And we're going to go ahead and get out of here. You're all adults. You still have to get the work in one way or the other. Now, this is what I would recommend. I'd recommend you go out here and you go out here to Google and they don't want you to go to Google, but we will. And we're going to type in floor plans. Okay. So you type in floor plans. Let's do this, floor plans. And there is this place here called house plans right here. House plans. Okay. Now, this is what I would recommend that you do. You come out to here, and then what you would do is you go ahead and look at styles. And I would go ahead and I look at the styles, and I'd go to, I think, ranch right there. So go to ranch, and then what you would do is you'd say 3-bedroom ranch plans, and then you go here, and then look at this. Okay, like let's say I looked through these, and you got one right here, you got one here, you got a few different plans right here. So you take a look through these right now, and as you do this. These are just ideas right now. You don't necessarily have to do, any one of them, but these are just some ideas. So let's say you liked, let me try to stick with a little, keep it kind of traditional, just to kind of keep it easy. So go to traditional. Okay, let's say we like this. Okay. And so when you've got this right here, you go down here. Now look at this. Check this out. You can open up that floor plan. All right. Now, this is what I'm after right now, okay? Because I want you guys to get an idea as far as what these dimensions need to look like, okay? Because you may not have any idea. Well, I'm going to make it 100 feet long. Well, think that through, because that's going to be pretty big. 44 feet, pretty reasonable. But you got that right here. And then over here, this one's got an alternate basement floor plan. But you got 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedrooms, and you got, this one's got essentially 2 baths right here. For this one, you want to do this. You could actually do this one. It's got a patio out the back, and it tells you the dimensions of different things. Now, here's the thing. These dimensions are actually going from outside corner to outside corner. And this is the kind of thing that you could do to get an idea. And then once you get an idea, you could think, okay, I'm going to do a variation on this theme. I don't have to do that. But this gives you an idea as far as what could work. You with me? Okay, so this is actually a chance to be kind of creative and maybe think of something, hey, if I could do this, what would I do? And that's what I'm really after right now is I want you guys, because I've shown you enough right now to think this thing through. Now you can kind of get out of the form that I've got right there. The next couple projects after this, I'm going to be pretty rigid. But for this one, you can kind of freestyle it. So I'm deliberately doing this. You can kind of stretch out, and I'm not going to force you to do something. And if you have a measurement that you actually went from the center of the wall and says exterior, it won't count against you here. So just get the idea of it. But I do want the dimensions to be on it when you're all done. I want dimensions to be on it. So that's an idea. Okay, that's an idea you right here. Now, just to share with what you did when I did the set of floor plans back when I was a kid. About your age, some of you. The thing is, I was around 29, 30 when I did that. So I did these floor plans, I put them together. And I had a friend who actually was a builder, and he wanted to do something. So we got together and we did this. And everyone was happy, it worked out great. But I found a floor plan that I liked. And once I found the floor plan that I liked, I had as much detail as you have here. I had an exterior view, and I had a floor plan. I just had to piece it together and kind of make it work, which is what I did. So for you, since it's only a ranch, it's going to be the same thing, only it's going to be a little bit less. Okay, a little less work. This is just to give you ideas and an order of magnitude as far as what you would actually need to have as far as dimensions. So this is probably about as small as you get away with and actually have the 3 bedrooms and the 2 baths kind of configuration. All right, so that's an idea. So I would recommend, so tonight what we're gonna do is we're gonna spend the next 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And what we're gonna do is go out to this website, which is actually called houseplans.com, or go to another website and just look up potential floor plans, ranch floor plans. Next week, we're going to go ahead and we're gonna work on that. So here's what I recommend you do. I'm gonna show you something, maybe you've never seen this before, but it's a little cheat code that I kind of like to show people. Now, because here's the thing, when you put this together, if you do choose to use a design like this, I want to see it. I want to see what you started with and what you came up with, all right? So this is how you would do this. You can do a screen capture. You guys know how to do a screen capture? There's a couple different ways to do it. Okay, if you don't know how to do this, this is like a cheat code to actually pull anything off a screen at any time and show people. It's actually really kind of cool. I hope that these machines are equipped to do it. But if you go down here where it says search down here, yeah, there's a snipping tool. So if you just type in snip, S-N-S-N-I-P, the snipping tool is something that Windows has. So if you go to snipping tool right here, watch this. I can go to new, and I can just go here, watch this. I click here, and I pull it down to here, boom. And then I save it right up here where the floppy disk is, save it. And then I save this to my desktop. Then I go ahead and call this floor plan idea 1. So I just went ahead and did that. Now, if I go out to my desktop, there it is, floor plan idea 1. I double click on it, and it's going to come up here. Okay. And then what you can do is you can use it. You can print this and use this as an idea. So you got this. You just pop it up and do that. Does that make sense? Okay. I just want to make sure you guys are all sticking with me. Yeah.
It doesn't have to be square, right? It could be like,
Oh, you mean the floor plan?
Yeah.
Does not, no. You can make it an L shape, you can make it anything you like. And like this is not a perfect, this actually is an L shape because you got the porch right there. So it does not have to be a square or a rectangle, it doesn't have to be. So going back to here again, just to show you what else is out here, and then I'm gonna let you guys look around a little bit. Going back to here, let's say I liked, that's a real simple one right there, but you know, it's okay. A lot of these have a lot of gables in them. Those might be a little bit of a thing. So you may want to keep it a little simpler, but it's totally up to you how you want to do it. Now, here's another one. This is kind of cool here. So you got this one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 bathroom, or 1 bathroom or 2, 1. Let's see, 1 bathroom. And no, there's 2 baths. Okay, it's 2 baths. So this would work too. This one will work here too. And I'm not going to require the porches and the decks, so don't worry about that part. That's something you don't have to do. But again, here's the dimensions. Let's say I like this one. I'd go to my snipping tool, and I just go ahead and say, okay, let's try this one. And you just go to new, and then you do this. You click here. And by the way, this is a job skill in itself. If you know how to do this, you'd be shocked at how much this helps out, just working out and working with things. So I'm going to go ahead and call this one floor plan idea 2. And that's it. So go ahead and do that. So now I got 2 ideas. Now I'm going to give you the next, as I said, about next 10, 15 minutes to work on that. Just take a look at something and try to get an idea. If you want to sketch something out or whatever, just go ahead and do that. And let's just work on that. And we'll get prepared for next week. And that is what we're working on next Tuesday and Thursday at least. So go ahead and start working on that. And we will go over these things bit by bit. It'll be on the video, of course, but you can go through these things bit by bit. But I've got pretty much everything you need there. All right. All right. And there's other websites that are very similar, but just do a little bit of work on this, just kind of study it through and try to figure out how that would look. And we're gonna work this stuff out. And the thing is, I want you guys just kind of like think in terms of like, okay, what we could do. I would try to keep it within some range of doability because this is all kind of new to you, but still try to stretch yourself a little bit. Try to get on your tippy toes on this. Victor, that's pretty ambitious right there.
What is a veranda?
A, a veranda?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a patio. Yeah.
There's some like White House.
And if you bite off more than you can chew, you can always trim it back. Okay, so yeah. What's the old saying? If you shoot for the moon, at least you'll land among the stars. So yeah. Yeah, so tonight's just meant to be kind of a research night. Just try to find something out. If you want to start at least to get something up on there, you can. But if you think a little bit about it, you may find it works out a little bit better for you. Also, you don't have to use a floor plan that is, that is from a website. I'm just doing this strictly to give you ideas, to get an idea as far as like what's out there, what you could do, how you could make this happen. Because you may get a chance to build a house someday, or you may, it's like this is almost like an apartment. Honestly, it's a decent sized apartment, really, or a condo. And so, as far as that goes, you certainly have a lot of choice and a lot of options. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do tonight for right now. Once you feel like you've got something and you like it, feel free. And what I would do is I would save the location. I would basically make sure you know where it's at. And I think right now that our machines are saving bookmarks. If you don't know how to save a bookmark, you can go up here and let's say you liked something that you came to. Okay, I'm not sure where mine is, but I might have gone out in Google. I don't know. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do this. But anyway, let's say I liked what I found. I'll go out here and I'll just go ahead to Google again. And I wonder if I can go to my history. Yeah, okay, right there. So I'm going to house plan. Okay, so I'm out here right now. And let's say I did like this location I came to. I think it's saving in our history right now, I think. Yeah, it actually is. It's saving your history. So you can actually find it right here from your history. But also right here, if you liked a particular thing and you went to here, you could also bookmark it. And to add a bookmark, you can go, if you don't know how to do this, what is this? Is how they do it. Add this to favorites. Oh, they call it favorites now. So just go to add favorites and hit done. And it's going to add it to your favorites bar, which should be wherever that is. And the favorites bar is right there. You take a look and there it is. And so you're able to save it like that. But just make sure you save it so you don't lose it. I would also recommend you do a screen capture of it so you know where you're going. And again, this is just to help you along. If you got an idea and you want to keep it simple, more power to you. That's fine. This is just to give you kind of a starting point. If you're not sure where to start it, but you can keep this as simple as you want to. You could just make a rectangle, and no problem. It's the biggest thing is you want to kind of just try to find a way to make something work here. That one's kind of interesting there. Yeah, and there's also elevations on these too, which is kind of cool. Really kind of helps you to put it together. Yeah.
You can check out my screen. I cannot figure out the way how to properly scale the picture.
Oh, just to scale the picture. Well, at this point, the dimension's already on it, so you don't need to scale it. Okay, like for instance, you take a look at this. It says 52 feet, and this says 53 feet. This says this is 20 by 20. You follow me? So it's all pretty much here. Now, as far as these dimensions, you're going to guess and so forth, as far as that goes, because they don't give it to you perfectly, and frankly, they're always a little bit off. They are, but so these are just to give you an idea as far as like order of magnitude kind of a thing. Okay. Now, is there a way to scale it? Yes, there is. You bring it in. Probably you could bring it into Revit and you could actually scale it. I'm not going to do that right now, but I will show you guys how to do that next week. I'll show you guys how to do that next week. So once you're content, I'm gonna let you guys leave a little early tonight. So once you have, you've done enough research, and you can do a little more research next week as well. This was just to give you an idea, so you can kind of like brainstorm and get an idea as far as like what might be kind of a cool thing to do. And yeah, and you can use the floor plan as an underlay, and I'll show you how to do that because there's a way to do that too. And yeah, since we have AutoCAD noise machines, we could do that as well. So that is what we will do. So next week we'll work on that too. So again, whenever you are content, you feel free to leave a few minutes early. And that's all we're gonna do for this week. So that's gonna be it. I'll take any questions as you guys are, continuing on here. And this one, there'll probably be a lot of interesting things that'll come up because you're probably going to say, well, how do I do this? Or how do I do that? And how do I make this look a certain way? Or how do I change the color of something? How do I change the color of my carpet? How do I do things like that? So we'll answer those questions. All right. See you guys next week.
Yes, you call for me.
Have a good night. Yeah, yeah. See you, Nick. Yep. Yeah.
For some reason, I cannot see walls on the floor one, on the level one plan. Last, lower plan.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's see here.
No, to the left. You see, I got it here.
What did you say?
Oh, I see. You're trying to trace over the top of it. Yeah, you won't be able to see it because it's on top of here. You won't be able to see it because you got black on black.
No,
So
it gave me some kind of warning.
it's what now?
It gave me some kind of warning.
Yeah, okay. If you want to do, yeah, and kudos that you chose this one. Let me take over a second here. And so what we'll do is take a look at it in 3D. Okay, when you take a look at it in 3D, did you just delete it? Okay. Okay, couple things here. First of all, what we're able to do here is if we go over here, you can do this to this. You can take this and you can make it override graphics and view by element, and we can go ahead and make this halftone. Oh, let's see here. Looks like we can't do that. Okay. So we can't make that halftone. All right. Interesting. Why not? I don't know why. Okay. This is not a CAD plan. This is just yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay, so in that particular case, what you're gonna have to do is you're just gonna have to go back and forth as best you can. So what you do is go to wall, and if you want to go here, you go here, and the overall dimensions will be, yeah, you can probably start more like this. So you go ahead and, okay, try that again. Location wall center line.
It's pretty much one-to-one. I made it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me see here. Okay, try this other way. Yeah, this one doesn't have any overall dimensions. So that's going to make it a little tough. Yeah. Now, if I put a dimension on here, I should be able to go from here to the other. So I'll go here, right in the middle of the wall, and see if I can't do that another way. Yeah. I have to use reference planes.
I usually was using the yellow one.
Okay.
Go to the.
You can use that too. You can use that measure. Okay. So you could go here, click here, and then this should be right there. See that right there? That's pretty darn close right there, 27 feet 6 right there. So yeah, that's scaled now, and then you can trace over the top. So what you would do then is these walls, and again, this is not perfectly to scale as I'd mentioned. Okay, so what you have to do is pick out this, and so in this case, if I just went ahead and picked the center of this wall here, it went up like there, It's off a little bit, but let's go ahead and do this. And then you go like this. And then you go down. And then you just go ahead and go like this.
What you made
And
it for it to be visible?
I'm sorry?
What you made is for the walls to be visible on this.
That's weird, that's not showing.
I'm sorry, what's your question?
Now you've done something so the walls are now visible.
Uh,
Have a good night.
I didn't do anything different than what you had.
I'm having a day today, Professor.
Okay.
I don't think I did good on my math exam.
Alright, I got you, thank you.
All right. All right. All right,
And I
man.
think I have a lot of ceilings in this thing.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
all right, help me out here, please.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
Not a problem. Sorry, math was tough.
It's calculus, and I've been studying since August, and it was nothing on the review sheet was actually on the test, and I'm just like, oh my God.
No, it's one of those days.
Oh my
All right, well, let's do this. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay,
And
so
I can't get these guys on top of the table for the life of me.
oh, okay, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so first of all, what I always like to do when I'm working with this is I'll take a look at it in 3D. Let's see what your 3D views there. Okay, got a few things here. All right, looking along there. Okay, and then what I'm going to do here. Okay, so we have that. Now, what we'll do is, okay, first of all, these elements, okay, now you used,
Are they on the table or not?
they're not on the
They're
table.
not on
So if we go here, well, we can fix them easily. It's a very, very easy fix. So I'm going to do shaded. It's kind of hard to see, isn't it? Consistent colors, kind of darkish. Oh, there you go. All right, so if I just grab one of these, okay, first of all, the height of this table, it doesn't tell me 60 by 30, but I've got a pretty good idea. I know what it is. So if you click on one of these, you can always just go right click and go to select all instances as one view. When you do that, then if it's 3'5", that's gonna be too far. Let's try 3 foot and see if that doesn't put it on top. Okay, that's pretty good. I think 3'1" is gonna be perfect. So 3 space 1. And there you have it. You see
They
the
didn't
little
do all of them,
see the feet?
right?
Yeah, and when you grab them, what you would do is, but just grab one, and then you just allow these down here. These these are buggers because what you have to do with this is you got to pick a new work plane. So for this one, let me try this right here.
Those are
Okay.
she's back.
You can hang on to that. Yeah. So let's see here. Let's see, that's gonna be okay. Okay. So we'll put this one. Control Z. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go and take this, and we'll pick a new work plane. Okay, it doesn't like this view. So we'll go to level 1. Level 1. And what we'll do is we'll find one of them, then we'll just move them all. Okay. Actually, level 2. Okay, so those, the ones that we were just looking at were these right here. Okay, so we'll grab now this right here because we're only able to touch this right here. So we're just going to hide that. And when we hide one of them, we can grab everything. So we'll hide and view this this element. Click on one of these, and then you go to select all instances visible in view. Now we have them all. Now it says the schedule level is 2. Okay, and then we have to do is we have to pick a new face, and okay, that's gonna let us do that. Okay, looks like you. Okay, did you? No, you didn't. Okay, so let's see here. So that is. Yeah, okay, well, okay, because when I got the first one in, once I got the first one in, then yeah, because this one is going to be different. It's going to give us a little bit of trouble. So let me bring that view back. All right, so that's back. Let me try a section. Section will work better. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to make a section. Sections are very helpful for doing this kind of thing. So we'll like this. How's your daughter doing, by the way?
She's good. I wasn't able to pick her up today because my exam.
Oh, that sucks.
I got it this weekend.
Okay. Okay, so let's try this right here. I'm going to grab this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a new work plane. Okay. Pick a plane. Okay. All right, yeah, okay, the way you did this is a little bit convoluted, but so we can get there. It's just, it's like from this particular view, it's kind of a pain.
I don't know why I'm in this view though. Why are we in this view? That's a weird looking view.
That's level 3. I'm not sure. So that's just level 3. That's your roof view, but that's okay. We can, all right, so level 2 is what we want. So level 2 is what we want. Okay, so what we'll do is, since that's not working so well, I'm just going to go to my 3D view, and I'll just go to this view, actually. All right, let's
We
try.
can close all those.
Yeah, let me try this again though. Probably gonna be best to do it this way because this is I know exactly what happened. It's just to try. I just can't get rid of all of them. So this is visible view. Let's delete them all. And what are those? That's the matzo
When
coffee.
you
right
do
here.
visible on view, only this view, should we do entire project?
I'm just gonna get rid of these in this view because it's one model. If I get rid of these, they go away everywhere.
So when you say view though, that means the page that we're on.
Mhm.
All right, not,
That's
okay,
that's it. That's all it means. And so you have complete flexibility. So we'll go back to here now. And what we'll do now is we'll just start fresh. And so what I'm going to do here, we're going to go to component, that's the matzah. And we'll go to the matzah. Coffee grinder. Matzah, yeah, coffee grinder. Okay, so go here. Now what I'm going to do here is I bring this over here. You notice what it's showing over here? You got place on work plane. Let's try place on face. We go to place on face. I think that's, well, it will be right. So go here and I'm going to put it like right around here.
Mm-hmm.
And then before I go any further, let's make sure that it's right. So to do that, I always make sure before I build, making sure that's where it should be. Now, if that's on the right plane, and it should be, okay, and it's not, so that went too far down, all right? So let me see if I can't. It's doing it either, okay. Yeah.
How'd you get that?
It's just, I had to, I basically just had to coax it into position. So when you have it, you got to pick a new work plane, and then I just picked the right top. I just happened to get it right. So once you got that one, the rest of this will be easy for you. So you got that, and then we go over to our level 2. Yep. And then once we're back on level 2, that is exactly where it should be. And we just go ahead and take this and kind of move it like that. And then actually should be flipped in one direction or another, like that. And then what I would do is mirror it just so that you can, there we go. And then you grab those two, and then you just copy them. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, okay. I see what you did. All right, so back it off. I put a couple on top of each other. Oh, I may have grabbed the table, that's why. That's right. Okay. Okay, so it's not like what I was grabbing. So let's see here. Let's make sure that it looks good.
We can close that.
What's that?
Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
they look good.
Those are good. Those are good. For some reason, it's not liking the other. So let's do this. Yeah, we'll just do this. Close everything out. We'll go back to here. We'll go back to level, so now we're back to level 2. All right. For some reason, okay, so let's grab both these. Now I'm going to do this. I'm just going to try again. Copy. Endpoint. Like that one. And for some reason, it doesn't like that. So it's not finding the same thing at that one table. I don't know why, but it's not. So let's see if that looks okay. I think it does. Yeah. Redo. Okay. Get a new view. All right, so there's that. Yeah, and those are good now.
And I have a ceiling gun.
You do have a ceiling. You think you have more than one?
I think I have more than one.
Okay. Let's see here.
And how do I get the lights in there?
Yeah,
Downloaded them from.
we'll get to that. So let's just delete this and see if there's more than one. Okay. You think you have a bunch in there? Not sure.
I have no idea.
All right,
It says there's 3 levels.
let's try this. Okay, so that one we like. All right, now what I'm gonna do with this one right here, I'm gonna take this one and I'm going to lower it just a little bit just to make it a little easier, just because it's like the way it works. So go to there, and then
On the sheet it's a 12 though, right?
it did, and it's like I had to lower it because there was something in the template that wasn't quite right. So I've had to do this with everybody. So then we're gonna go to the ceiling plan level 2, and there it is. So now, did you already go and pull in your lighting fixtures?
Yes.
Okay. Then what you would do is you would go to architecture and component. Yep. And we'll go out here. And the one I like to use here is this recessed lighting fixture, the 2 ballast. We'll grab this one. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to drop it right there. Boom. And we'll drop another one here. And this will be anything you want it to be. Once you get a couple on, just copy them and you kind of get that going. And then once you have that, you will then see, you then have them right back there. So that is what you do. That's how you drop them in. Okay. Yeah.
And then everything else is
Everything's good.
done.
Yeah, everything's
right?
good. And you don't have to hand it in tonight. You can just like finish this at your leisure as long as I get it before Tuesday when class starts.
And then tonight, I know I came in an hour late.
Yeah, well, the thing is, what we did is we just spent time on that. And then what we did is after that, I just introduced the next project, which is going to be a ranch home that you can make pretty much of your own kind of design. So I was going over the parameters about that when you came in, and so that's pretty much it. So you got time to finish this. And again, no points off as long as I get it before class starts on Tuesday. All right?
I'm gonna work on it tonight.
Yeah, have fun. It's actually the goal. My goal with this is the whole thing is like I found that if I can just get my students not to hate it, then it's a whole lot better. But if I can get them to really enjoy it, well, then my gosh, all I have to do is just kind of like point in a direction and
The warehouse is Tuesday.
yes, yeah, not this one. The ranch. We are just starting. Tonight was research. We actually start the process on Tuesday. All right. And of course, this time is going to be like what I'm trying to do now. Now that you guys have some stuff, and some people have some outstanding projects, it's just working on those things and getting them to where they need to be, kind of a thing. So yeah. All right, man. God bless you. Have a good night. Yeah, thanks.
Donate for Good is going to come pick up your. Go get him, Tiger. Ralph.
We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em, Tiger. World Series bound and picking up steam. Go get 'em, Tiger. There'll be joy in Tiger Town. We'll sing you songs when the Bengals bring the pennant home where it belongs. We're all behind our baseball team. Go get 'em, Detroit Tigers. Go get 'em, Tigers.